Hey, it's Nikki.
And it's Brie.
And we're
Late to the Party,
a podcast about the film, fashion, and pop culture moments that shaped us into the weirdos that we are. And today, we are giving our initial reactions and first-time thoughts to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah, we listened to the anthology last night.
Yes.
All 31 songs.
All 31 chamber pop bangers?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, how do you describe this music? Like,
I think there's still that, like, I'm susceptible to it. I'm susceptible to a lot of things that, like, I hate in other Swifties, such as parasocial relationships with Taylor Swift. I've been guilty. Also, thinking that Taylor Swift is going to have, like, an album like 22.
Oh, yeah, like just bops.
Yeah.
Like just bop after bop.
Or, like, you know, it's like a running meme, but the Zooey Deschanel in New Girl crying, being like, I just want to listen to Taylor Swift alone. And, like, so we came in and we were like, we're going to have a Taylor Swift listening party. Mm-hmm. And mentally, I don't know why. Maybe Midnights, maybe just, you know, Taylor Swift in general. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a listening party. Yeah. It's going to be fun. We're going to have, like, what, Cosmos or, like, Dirty Shirley's or something.
Yes.
Vibe. And we were just, like, on the couch, just, like, for 31 songs, we stayed up like until midnight just listening to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. No, it was, I mean, yeah, it was an experience, you know, it was a good time, but yeah, not a lot of dance tracks for sure, but
no,
you know,
I really enjoyed Tortured Poets Department.
I did too. Yeah.
But yeah, so like leading up to Tortured Poets Department, I was so skeptical. Like, Taylor Swift is massive. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's been massive for 15 years now. But I feel like 2023 was her like pinnacle, like the peak of anyone being famous. I mean, it's like her.
It's her world, and we're just living in it.
Truly. I mean, so she was like Times Person of the Year. You know, the Super Bowl, the Travis Kelce of it all. Mm-hmm. I don't know, break up with Joe Alwyn. You know, like. The Eras Tour, which was like a blockbuster film of last year.
Yeah, like heavily marketed.
Like crazy. You know, we can't escape the Disney Plus Eras Tour commercial.
I feel like they're still playing.
I don't even have Disney Plus and I've seen that commercial like 10,000 times.
Yeah.
So Brie, have we reached Taylor Swift fatigue?
I don't know. You know... Just in general as a society, I wonder, but I don't think so. I mean, okay. I mean, I've seen some people have like mixed reactions to this album in particular and being like, oh, like she's doing too much. Like there's too many songs, or, you know, they're like, oh, they're too like sleepy or sound like Midnights, which I'm like, there are a few that kind of sound like they could be, but I liked those. I liked that album. I liked Midnights, and I'm not like a hardcore Swiftie. So I feel like I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm almost like, oh, I think I might like Taylor Swift more now. I don't know. I don't know if it's like something's happening to me. if I'm like becoming a Swiftie, I don't know what's happening, Nick.
I will say Tortured Poets Department is like if Midnights and Folklore and Evermore had a baby.
Yeah.
And you know, I was a closet Taylor Swift fan. I don't know if I'm a Swiftie in the sense like I could care less about Easter eggs and puzzles. I'm not solving a puzzle.
Too much work.
It's too much work. I'm so sorry. And like, I also want to listen to the music, and I really don't want to like get too
like heady
about like, who is this about? I'm like, oh, snooze. Like, whatever. I want to just listen to her music because I think she's an awesome songwriter. But I agree with you in not agree with you. I'm kind of putting this on you. But so she has a song on this album with Florence Welch, Florence the Machine.
Oh, so good.
Midnight, she has Lana Del Rey. Mm-hmm. Is that like your intro since those are
That's
your
how
gals?
she gets, yeah, she kind of sneaks it in there. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to listen. And, you know, and in the meantime, I'm like, oh, wait, these are also good songs. These other songs are good. Yeah, you know what? Okay. Yeah, like Taylor Swift you know.
I mean, I felt like I could come out as a Taylor Swift fan once she started working with Aaron Dessner.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I really like The National. And she's working with Aaron Dessner, like, oh my gosh, it must be great. And also up my alley. So Taylor Swift broadening her musical, palette.
Yeah.
Has opened me up as a Taylor Swift fan.
I think that's been good for her. Yeah, I agree. Same here. Yeah.
And also Jack Antonoff too.
Yeah. No, I like her sound. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could just listen to this album, just casually, just have it on.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be one that's going to, what's the word? Like, not age better, but yeah, like, I think the more you listen, the more it's gonna, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I like the song a little more. It's like coffee for the first time or wine or something.
Yeah, you gotta let it simmer a little, and yeah. I know there's so many songs too, so it's like it was a lot to process, to be honest.
Hot take: B-sides, the like anthology, better than the A-sides.
You think so?
Oh yeah, but I am an Aaron Dessner girly. When he produces a Taylor Swift song, that's like the best bridges on this album. Most of them are not in the like A-sides. They're in the B-sides, and they're all produced by Aaron Dessner. So,
well, what were your favorites from the album?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Right off the bat, I really love But Daddy, I Love Him.
Yeah.
I love that song. I love that it's probably about Matty Healy.
Mm-hmm.
I say I don't want to get into this discourse, but I'm gonna like bust on the door and talk about it because it is like an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
But see, I love Matty Healy. I love the 1975.
Yes.
I loved Taylor Swift with Matty Healy. I love this idea of like a 10-year long situationship.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I just like the messiness of it all. And,
Yeah, it's like, let the girl be messy.
I love it. And, she does say, let the girl be messy.
She does.
There's a lyric in But Daddy, I Love Him. She says, I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empath's clothing. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I've never seen. Thinking it can change the beat of my heart.
Yeah. Tell him, Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
No, I like that she claps back, though. Because she got so much hate for dating him or whatever. And
yeah. I don't know. I've always been a defender. Also, if this Tortured Poets Department is mostly about Matty Healy, great art. We've been kind of...
Yeah. We've been missing it.
Yeah. Remember Lover era? Like, everyone was like, oh, she's in love with Joe Alwyn, even though she never really says anything. She just kind of like lets things happen, and the narrative catches and makes everything something else. But I remember in Swiftie fandom, like, people were like, oh, is she gonna like be boring because she's found love?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, they break up and she puts out Midnights, which has bangers, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I wasn't a big fan of Midnights. And then I feel like she has some new material, which is great.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like a lot of it is about Matty Healy. It seems like the majority of it is, honestly.
What songs do you think specifically are about Matty Healy?
I think Fortnight, probably. Tortured Poets Department has to be, especially like, she talks about like typewriters.
Matty Healy loves a typewriter.
We know he loves typewriters.
I do feel like I've seen a lot of like, listening to the album, I hear a lot of Matty Healy references because I'm a fan of the 1975.
Oh shoot, there was one song, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's one song that the very beginning sounds a little like a 1975 song.
I feel like too, there's a song that, the 1975 song Love It If We Made It. It like, Matty was very he's referencing like this other song by this random like 80s Brit band. And Taylor Swift is also referencing that in a song. I forget which song, because there's 31 songs.
There's 31. I know. I try to keep track of them all, but it's hard.
But also there's I forget the title of the song on Tortured Poets Department, but it looks like a 1975 song because all the like, it's like I love you so much, or it doesn't say that, but like that's the title.
Is it
like all together?
Love of my life?
No, it's
Oh, is it the one that's I'm gonna get you back?
Yes,
it's all the little.
Yes.
It's all lowercase and no spaces.
Very 1975 coded.
It is. Yeah. I didn't even catch that while listening the first time, but you're right. I was thinking also Peter, probably.
Peter losing Wendy, cardigan, throwback, which everyone at the time was like, it's about Matty Healy, low-key, probably, maybe. Who's to say?
Yeah.
I love the speculation, but I do feel like a hypocrite because I'm like, Joe Alwyn, boring vanilla man, Travis Kelce, but I have new opinions about Travis Kelce.
Oh, do tell.
Well, not about him as a person. I don't know him. I don't listen to New Heights. I think that the songs allegedly about Travis Kelce are two of the best songs on the album.
Yeah. You know what? I think so too. Are you talking? Is it So High School? And what's the other one?
The Alchemy.
The Alchemy. I like that one too.
Yeah. I'm like the obvious Matty Healy and obvious, in quotes, Travis Kelce's best songs on the album.
Yeah. Totally.
So if Travis Kelce can give Taylor Swift like the goods. Also, it's Aaron Dessner. So High School's my favorite. Can we just skip to that? Like, I love it. Is on the B-sides. It's on the what does she call it? The Tortured Poets Department, the anthology.
Yeah.
So High School's the best song on that, in my opinion. It sounds like a teenage dirtbag.
It does. Yeah. It's cute. No, I love the lyrics. I love how it captures that feeling, you know, when you're like in love and you're, I don't know.
It does. And like, I love that Taylor Swift is at this point in her career, in her like lyrics where because there's a consistent trope in her music since You Belong With Me of, you know, like she's cheer captain, I'm on the bleachers.
Yeah.
This like high school, she compares like in Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, it's like a semi-political song, but she equates it to, you know, high school and all these high school tropes. And then she has a song called So High School where I think it's the best. Like she is very self-aware of her image, especially at this point. And yeah, like I just find it so interesting that, you know, she's at a point where she can use this reference and use these tropes to talk about her relationship or speculated relationship with Travis Kelce.
I think it's very smart. It also is very Shakespeare in a way.
Yeah.
You know, this album a little bit.
How so?
I don't know. It just makes me think of Shakespeare adaptations.
You know what?
Relating them to like high schoolers. I don't know.
Okay. So High School does sound like it would be in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
It does sound like it's meant for a 90s adaptation of a Shakespeare.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like very specific vibe, but I dig it.
Like the part when she's like, you're something, I'm Aristotle.
Yeah.
What is that
What is that? Hold on. Oh, she says, truth dare spin the bottles. You know how to ball. I know Aristotle.
Which I saw that on Twitter out of context the whole day yesterday when the album dropped. And I was like, oh, that's corny. And then in context, I'm like, oh, it's like so 90s, like New Radicals coded. I'm like, I fuck with this.
It's a bop. Also, is this the one or is it...
So High School's like the cruel summer of Tortured Poets Department.
Yes. No, I love it. Maybe it's the other song about Travis Kelce, but there's one that was like where she talks about how the other guys were bench warmers. You know?
Just picture a Rob Schneider, David Spade.
Exactly.
John Heater, who looks like Taylor Swift. Have you seen those memes?
No, really? There's memes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the internet has already caught on that John Heater, like Napoleon Dynamite and Taylor Swift resemble each other.
They kind of do, though.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
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 And Austin Butler also kind of looks like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Also kind of looks like Taylor Swift.
Yeah. It's just, in the family. The Alchemy.
The Alchemy. Oh.
But what were some of your favorite songs on the album?
Well, I really like Fortnight. I don't know, that Post Malone pop.
It is the only choice for a lead single, for one, because this album is great, but does not have like singles.
Yeah.
I really like Fortnight as well.
I even like the Tortured Poets Department. Just the first song. No, the first one's Fortnight, isn't it? Sorry, I get confused. I think it's like the second or third. What?
I've gotten so confused with Fortnite because for like months now on TikTok, AI, like there's been a trending audio of like an AI cover of what people thought that Fortnite was going to sound like. So I'm like getting that confused with the actual song in my head.
Yeah.
Which music video for Fortnite, very Poor Things coded.
It is. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, because we watched the premiere of that too, right at 8.
Yes.
We said, we're going to tune in. Yeah. It felt very Poor Things.
Has Ethan Hawke, a little Dead Poet Society reference, ?
Yeah. So High School is also another favorite. Florida. With
Florida.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's so cool that they collaborated. Like Florence Welch's voice, like when she pops on there and you're like, oh my gosh, like these two together.
I love it because Taylor Swift is notorious for not really including, like even in Snow on the Beach, she doesn't really include like female voices.
That does
like
bother
vocals.
me. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'm like, I get really hyped up for these songs and then I'm like let down. I'm like, really? Like they're just kind of in the background a bit. I'm like, they're not like,
No, but Florence gets to wail and I love it because I love Florence and the Machine. Like that's the thing. That's my like top artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know how I love Florence and the Machine.
I know.
But also this album does sound like she listened to Dance Fever and was like, I know what my next album's going to sound like.
Yes. Yeah. I'm
Which
glad
I
she lets her go off. It's great. I wish she did that more, but maybe she will.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like would have really topped it off if like Lana Del Rey also was like just snuck a few lines in there at the end.
What would be, oh my God, you know who does sneak a few ad libs in the instrumental for Florida? Emily Jean Stone, aka Emma Stone.
Wait, what?
She's in the credits.
No way.
Wait,
how? When?
She's credited as like oddities in the production of Florida.
That's cool. So it is related. So worlds colliding.
Worlds colliding.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I want to listen to all this like again, to fully digest it.
Definitely.
I feel like you have to. At least if you listen to the anthology too.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Any other favorites?
I really like The Prophecy. I feel like it's a low-key bop. I like that she uses the color grayish to describe, how she's feeling.
What do you think she means by grayish?
I don't know. Apparently, the internet says it's gray and beige, like a color, which I don't know.
But what's that feeling? Like, like in Breakfast at Tiffany's, Holly Golightly is like, I got the reds.
The reds, yeah.
What is the grayish?
I think it's like, I'm guessing just because like on the album covers too, she's just laying down. Maybe she's just like, she's so heartbroken. She feels blah. She's grayish.
Grayish.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like not like so gray that you're, I don't know, gloomy forever, but I don't know. I don't know what beige means though.
A fortnight of grayish.
Yeah, a fortnight of grayish. That should have been the album title.
It shouldn't be Tortured Poets Department. The Fortnight of Grayish.
Oh, can you imagine that being thrown out there? And then her team's like, maybe we should pick something else.
TFNOG.
Yeah.
Tafung.
I don't know. It could have worked.
Rolls off the tongue. I mean, people were up in arms when Taylor Swift announced at the Grammys this year, Tortured Poets Department. The internet did have a field day. And I have to admit, I was a hater too on the title.
Yeah.
But it does sound better than the Fortnight of Grayish.
It does. Yeah. I think she made the right choice. Oh. I don't know. I feel like she could put anything out there though, and it wouldn't, like, not that it wouldn't matter, but I think people would still eat it up,
Yeah.
It could be the Fortnight of Grayish. And
oh, yeah.
people would be like, this is the best album ever.
Queen. It is interesting though. So Taylor Swift starts the album, or like describes the album like this is like the introduction. And so I enter into evidence, my tarnished coat of arms, my muses acquired like bruises, my talisman and charms, the tick 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 of love bombs, my veins of pitch black ink, all spare in love and poetry. ... Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department.
Ooh.
Which is really fun. And I love this idea of this moment in time when you are feeling grayish.
Yeah.
You get out of an alleged 6-year relationship. You have this rebound, and you know it's like someone you've known for 10 years, you've wanted for 10. You know, like I just love this whole story that she's concocted.
Yeah. And you got to get it out. You got to write. You got to get on your little typewriter. Do you think she wrote any of these songs on a typewriter?
I don't know. Do you think that's what was in Matty Healy's Louis Vuitton bag that he would shuttle to and from Electric Lady Studios last summer?
That would make sense. That would fit perfectly, I think.
Into it.
Yeah. I like this idea. Yeah.
Very, very into that. You know, sonically, this album is what I hoped after Red Taylor's version. Like, this is what I hoped Midnight's would sound like in a lot of ways.
Gotcha.
And it's way more sonically cohesive of an album than Midnight's.
It is. Yeah.
So I vibe with that.
You like it better than Midnight's?
I do.
It's less electro. I mean, like, I feel like it's a totally different vibe, but it does kind of flow better. Even though there's so many songs that kind of just, some of them kind of flow into each other perfectly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They do. And always like my favorite tracks are those like Aaron Dessner co-written and produced tracks.
Yeah.
Like I'm a really big fan of Big Red Machine, which is Aaron Dessner and Bonnie Vare or Justin Vernon. Heard of them? They did like this band, or like they're a group, like a super group of sorts. Ooh. And they had a song like in 2021 called Renegade, and Taylor Swift's on it.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. And I love like the lyrics, and I love, it's not very Taylor Swifty in the sense like In Exile's not very Taylor Swifty, or Coney Island, but I love when she gets into this territory of being very vulnerable and honest, and it doesn't really play with her like Taylor Swift image a lot. It also has like awesome guitar on it. Like I just dig everything from top to bottom about songs like that.
I was gonna say, like, this whole album, like, just in general, like, reflecting on it, I'm like, wow, she's being really vulnerable, you know? And her voice, like, everything's pretty stripped down, like, instrumentally. Like, it's nothing too crazy. It's not overproduced. And she even has, like, this grovel to her voice in a lot of the songs. She, like, lets her voice go a little deeper than we normally get to hear, you know what I mean? Which is really interesting, I think.
We get to see her be, like, angry.
Uh-huh.
For the first time ever. Like, also, you know, comparing it to her other work. Because, like, Folklore and Evermore, after Midnight's came out, I was like, oh, that's just like a blip in time. Those are her 2 COVID albums, I guess. Because Midnight sounds a lot more sonically like Lover.
Yes.
Which, my only problem with Lover is, like, I love it. It's a bop. Has some bangers. But it's also, like, production-wise, very...
Is Me on Lover?
Yes. Very, like the production could be more mature, I guess is the best word. Fun, but you know, it's not, I know what really, you mean. It's like a little, like, it's like cheesy.
Really playful, but yeah, maybe too.
I just didn't vibe with it. I thought it was a little cheesy.
Yeah.
But I love that on this record, she does marry the Jack Antonoff electronic sensibilities, that light and fuzzy sound on Midnight's and Lover to some degree, but she mixes it with that very cool, like, Folklore Evermore sound.
It's more mature.
Yeah. Or more like there's some references going on. Like there's a vibe. There's something there, not just like the synth.
It's
like,
deeper
bink,
than just, yeah.
Bink, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to sound like a hater.
No.
I love this album. I love Taylor Swift. What I'm trying to say is this album sounds really good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other favorite songs?
I mean, I kind of like Down Bad. You know, it's a bop. It's kind of like, you know, where that the chorus is just so catchy.
Down bad,
Crying at the gym. I know. I'm just like, so I'm like bopping to it. It's like a sad girl anthem. I'm like,
yes.
yeah.
I love it. I love the fact too, like Taylor Swift, it's like since 1989 era, has gone to the gym or been seen photographed outside the gym, like leaving the gym for like a very long time. But like she's never in clothes that look gym appropriate. So I just picture like Taylor Swift. I don't know what she does at this gym.
She cries. Just goes in to cry.
She cries at this gym.
She doesn't expect anyone to recognize her at the gym. So she just...
I vibe. I relate.
Yeah.
I've been down bad crying at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know when you like are down bad crying
Right
at the gym
yeah.
and you don't work out. You just like walk by the elliptical like 5 times.
I think we've been at that. We've done that together. We've been down bad at the gym.
That's the most relatable track on the album.
Oh, that should be the title. Down bad crying at the gym.
Need it on t-shirts, need it on hoodies.
Yeah.
Taylor Nation needs to get on that.
Oh my gosh.
I want the down bad merch.
Oh man. I might start working out though and going to the gym just cause.
Yeah.
That'd be funny, you know?
Is that girl culture? Just crying at the gym?
Crying at the, maybe, yeah.
That's what's going to
I know, has anyone
unify
else
us.
cried at the gym? Like,
know.
it's just us and Taylor?
Oh, what did you think about I Can Do It With a Broken Heart? Which is probably like going to be the track that TikTok grabs the most.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I liked it. It did kind of make me think of like Tommy Pickles though. Like
How so?
like at the beginning, hold on, let me pull up the lyrics.
A baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do.
Yeah. I think it's just the way she says it. She's like, because I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. They say, babe, you got to fake it till you make it. And I did. And then, I don't know. That just gives me that energy of Tommy Pickles when he's like, baby's got to do it. You know, you pull up your britches. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes me think of like do you ever think about dying in Barbie?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And she does that too. She kind of smiles and sings, right?
Yeah.
Or is that someone else that I saw on TikTok? I don't know. Maybe I'm like losing my mind. Maybe I saw too many Taylor Swift TikToks last night.
That is the thing too.
Like, was that Taylor or someone else?
I have really tried my hardest to stay off of TikTok while we talk about this album, because that was like with Midnights. If you rewind back to our episode on Midnights, I was like, I can't tell my honest opinions because like TikTok has bothered me so much from the takes on the album.
Yeah.
But for this one, I feel like a lot of people are just making like that Carrie Bradshaw and like Charlotte and Miranda going out to the club to I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I love it.
Yeah, I like the discourses is I think everything's right with the world.
Yeah.
A baby's got to do what a baby's got to do.
Yeah. No, I liked it. Yeah. When she's like, I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday.
Every day.
Yeah. It sounds so like upbeat, but
I love it.
yeah.
I just want to drive around in a Barbie Jeep.
Right? Just thinking about dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived is the best bridge on Tortured Poets Department, hands down.
Is this one about Matty Healy too? You
Maybe. Probably. Also, what did you think of Clara Bow?
I thought it was interesting. I clocked a Stevie Nicks reference and I was like, oh, hey. But I'm still not sure what it all means. Like, who is she talking about? You know?
I don't know.
Because she also references herself.
Yes.
And that kind of took me, I was like, wait, huh? You know what I mean? Like when you use, is it first person when you're talking about yourself or third person?
Third, I think. But Clara Bow, she was like the first it girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was an American actress who rose to stardom during the silent film era of the 1920s and successfully made the transition to talkies in 1929. But yeah, she was like the first it girl. She defines a lot of the roaring 20s and of her time, she was a sex symbol. Which I don't know the point of the song, because like I wouldn't say there's a real through line between like a Clara Bow. Like when you say Clara Bow, I don't think Stevie Nicks, and when you say Stevie Nicks, I don't think Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they're three different, totally different people and vibe. Yeah,
I mean, it girls.
It girls, sure.
Well, is Taylor Swift an it girl?
I don't know.
That's the biggest question I feel like we've ever posed on this podcast, because I know we've talked about it before.
I don't. Well, doesn't she kind of have one lane? Do you have to have multiple lanes to be an it girl, or you know what I mean? Like, I mean, she's a very good songwriter, I think, and
yeah, I mean,
beautiful gowns,
beautiful gowns, great gowns.
But I'm like, to be an it girl, do you have to be like more like doing underground thing? Like, what is it that makes an it girl? Like, I feel like this is a question we're always asking too.
You
like,
just have to have
it. Does she have it?
Well, she has it. Yeah. She's so talented.
Has something.
Well,
yeah.
it girls are typically not talented in a very linear way.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm having trouble. I'm like, I know she has talent, so
usually it girls are fat, like style icons.
Yeah.
But maybe Taylor Swift is an it girl in the way that everyone wants to be her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stevie Nicks is an it girl in a lot of ways. I mean, it's it girl in a broader sense, like not a Chloe Sevigny. We might have to ponder this more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I'm open to it.
I know. I got to think on this.
Like, I'm open to the Clara Bow, Stevie Nicks, Taylor Swift pipeline.
Yeah, I feel like this one, I'm like, I need some help decoding. I'm like, is she just singing about her? Is this her journey? Like, did someone say this? Because if you look, like, it's in quotes. Like, the first verse is, you look like Clara Bow in this light, remarkable all your life. Did you know you'd be picked like a rose? So I'm like, did someone say this?
I wonder. It made me think of, because I've only listened to this song once. It made me think of like a chamber pop version of like Martina McBride's "This One's for the Girls."
Oh, yeah.
You know, like in a country song or like a country pop song structure where it's like you first talk about, you know, someone in this walk of life, and then you're like, for all the girls about 25, and then you're like 55. You know, like
this is for all the girls. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved in like on this album the elements of Taylor Swift's like country pop roots.
I noticed that the country, like was coming through in a few of her songs. It was really interesting. Yeah.
Like, is this her most personal record since Speak Now or Red?
I was thinking that. I'm like, is this her most personal record ever? Like, possibly.
Possibly. And I'm not even talking about just the like potential lovers or love interests. I think a lot of other elements of Tortured Poets Department are very vulnerable and seem very personal.
Yeah. Yeah. It just seems like she's just maybe not filtering herself quite as much, which I love.
Well, in Fortnight, she calls herself a functioning alcoholic.
I know that did like kind of shock me a bit. And I'm like, is this true? Is this like a character that she's built? Or is she really like, why would you write this if it wasn't true? Because that's not anything to.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, but also, Brie. I've always been in the camp. I don't care what anyone says. I will say this with my chest. Fortnight's a good song. Folklore and Evermore are albums that I think are not about characters. I think they're about her life.
Right. You did say that.
I always have thought that. I don't believe the whole story. I also don't believe William Bowery. I think that is multiple people. I don't think that's Joe Alwyn.
Yeah.
Like I have these thoughts that are now people are starting to come around to.
Mm-hmm. You've known all along.
Not to be a Matty Healy, like super hipster. Just be like, I was right. But I've always stood beside that.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that in order for Taylor Swift as a female artist, there has to be continuous eras and, you know, different personas and characters. Like, she can't just be like, this is all autobiographical every single album. Because
that's true.
Because like she even said But Daddy, I Love Him, they're like vipers dressed in empath's clothing, which, you know, I'm trying not to be as a Swiftie. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that really like claim to take ownership over this woman's life that we don't know anything about.
That's so true.
So I want to just jam to the music and just be like, oh, these are elements of this woman's life. And This is her songwriting journey.
Also, how can you ride so hard for someone? Like, if you're like a hardcore Swiftie, but then also be like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like, but also like be such a hater at the same time, you know?
I don't know, because I've fallen into those traps too.
Yeah.
I think there's something super interesting about Taylor Swift as a songwriter and as an artist, which I think is perfectly exemplified in Tortured Poets Department, where you're like, oh, this is an artist that does have thoughts and feelings and something to say, and this vulnerability that is unparalleled, that we don't get a lot. Yeah. You know, she is like our era's Joni Mitchell or Stevie Nicks to some degree. Mm-hmm. You know, she is the songwriter of our generation. But there's also this public persona, which she talks about in, you know, like a song like So High School, or what other song? Like The Alchemy. She's self-aware about it on this record, which is nice. But there is that all-American girl, country star, you know, ringlet debut era Taylor Swift that I think a lot of people still cling to.
Yeah.
Or people that really started to fall like in love with her during like Blank Space 1989 that are like, oh, she's this way. Mm-hmm. And we got to keep this image because the parasocial relationship with her is so deep. But I ultimately think it's a compliment, to answer your question. Like people feeling, myself included, feeling so parasocial and so deeply connected to our music and putting our own life and our own, you know, thoughts on it. Like that's art. Like once you put it out, people take it and mold it and shape it to their lives or what they think about. They pontificate. Ultimately, like when she puts this music out, it's not hers anymore. It's everyone else's. True. Like when you put out any art.
Yeah.
So I guess my point is, I think people are so crazy, for lack of a better word. And so like she has to be this way that I think. Or that everyone has a different.
But do you think it's because they see themselves in her to a degree?
I think it's a testament to her talent and her gift.
Because she's really good at putting things into words and relating, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that she can strike a nerve with all of these females, especially.
It's true.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Now, is it creepy? Is it weird? Do I need to keep myself in check too? Of course. I think ultimately it's a testament to her talent, though.
Yeah. No, you're right. I didn't think of it like that. That makes total sense. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's talented. She really does have a way of like, I don't know, relating to just girls.
She's doing it for the girls.
She's doing it for the girls. Speaking of girls.
Yes.
What did you think of Thank You, Amy?
I thought you were going to go completely different with that. I was like, girls. I was thinking like Lena Dunham. I was like, yeah, Taylor Swift is so a Marnie. An actualized Marnie. But girl, speaking of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I feel like I had to throw that in there.
I love the it's Thank You, Amy. And capitalized in thank is K. And then Amy spelt like Amy Man. Like I am is capitalized. Very if you seek Amy.
Yeah.
Oh baby. Yeah, I really like that song. And I like this perspective because we really haven't heard a lot of Taylor Swift talking about like hardships, or when we were talking about Speak Now, Taylor's version, and we were talking about Innocent. It's like a very self-righteous point of view. Of course, she was like 20 at the time. But, you know, we've heard her talk about Kim and Kanye in a way that paints herself as more of like the victim, or like this like fairy tale story kind of version of, you know, she was the wronged. They're the, you know. Yeah. They're the, you know, evil like predators. And this is, I think, a lovely dig at Kim Kardashian. Yeah. Because it's like, it's from a more mature perspective. It's like a thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's a great clap back. And like the line where she says, where is it? She says, one day your kids come home singing a song that only the two of us is going to know about you. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's crazy to think about just their like long history of like being rivals.
I know, like, what's up with that? But it was all because of Kanye, really?
Yeah. And like, of course, Kim Kardashian's probably, I don't know, the Kardashians work in mysterious ways. The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. So,
True.
I don't know. I mean,
well, apparently Taylor Swift was down bad because of Kim K. Supposedly, she said she like didn't leave her apartment for almost a year or something. Like,
oh, for Reputation era.
During Reputation era, yeah, and just being like, she said she didn't take phone calls or something. I guess maybe afraid people were gonna record the phone calls.
I get it. I get our paranoid queen.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, I really liked The Black Dog, which is the first song on the anthology.
I like that one too.
There's a line that says, "I am someone who, until recent events, you shared your secrets with and your location. You forgot to turn it off. And so I watch as you walk into some bar called The Black Dog," which is a real bar in London, "and pierce new holes in my heart." I think that verse is very, it's not like the most profound verse, but it's something that when I heard it, I was like, oh, I know this feeling. Like it perfectly encapsulates this feeling of being in a long-term relationship with someone and then it being over, but having this lingering, like, oh, they're really moving on, or you can see it all change in the like ping of heartbreak that hurt, you know?
Ping, yeah. No, it's like, I'm like, oh, like, yeah. It's a really good song.
Again, Aaron Dessner produced it. Oh, I wrote Aaron Dessner cooked with the production of the song. And yeah, another banger of a bridge.
She really does make like those bridges like bangers.
Yeah.
Something about it. It like takes you to another place.
Also, it's crazy. The best bridges are the produced by Dessner tracks.
The B-sides.
The B-sides. You would think that, because before, Getaway Car is the best thing Jack Antonoff has ever done in his entire life, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing Taylor Swift has done. Like that bridge on Getaway Car is just like the banger of all bangers. And I thought like, oh, the best bridges are going to be the Antonoff produced tracks, and they're not.
I know. I kind of thought that too, but
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause some of those songs didn't really have much of a bridge.
The anti-bridge.
The anti-bridges. Because she burned a bridge.
She's burning all the bridges. If we were real like Swiftie conspiracy theorists would be like, Rep TV. It's Rep TV coded, guys. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh man.
I do love the fact that I heard mumblings, because I've had to stay off like Swiftie TikTok, and
it's too much
for my little heart to take. But I know like every time Taylor Swift comes out with something now, everyone's like Rep TV. And I love that she just was like, oh, you thought this is going to be a double album, actually. I know you were thinking that for 1989. It's actually the Tortured Post Department. Anyways, peace out.
I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other highlights?
I thought I Look in People's Windows was really sad. I thought it was raw and relatable. Like, I don't know if you've ever done this. If you've ever low-key stalked someone. No, just me.
Every breath you take.
But I feel like I've done this. I'm going to be very raw and vulnerable, like Taylor's.
Be raw and vulnerable, Brie. I've stared in people's windows.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done that,
I am pro, this is more like Lana Del Rey coded.
Yeah.
But like I am pro like living life with the blinds open.
Yeah,
literally. Yeah, like whatever, if you're gonna look in, whatever. But I am also pro if you're taking a walk, stare into someone's windows.
Yeah.
I'm a little voyeur. What can I say? I'm a sick, twisted freak.
Well, me too, because not so much like, because in this song she talks about like kind of chasing kind of trying to run into someone that she was in love with and I guess they are no more. Kind of the opposite. Like if you had a really bad crush on someone. I have done this where it's like you try to find them in the streets. You're like, what if they are here? And then I said, Brie, this is psycho behavior. You gotta stop.
Really? Like, is it like I've done before, you're like, oh, I'll go to this like drugstore because they're usually there. Like, is it like that or is it more sinister?
No, like that. Just like, oh, maybe I'll run into them here.
There is always that hope when you're hung up on someone.
Yeah. And no. And it never happened.
It always happens when you're looking the worst. When you least expect it.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to run into someone,
I just love it. And I love how she says, like, I look in people's windows like some deranged weirdo. I'm like, wow. She really just put herself out there. So anyway, I felt seen just a little.
I love that.
But anyway, I don't do that really often or anymore. Just,
It's okay if you do it. I think it's a very human thing.
Yeah. It made me feel, like a little less crazy.
I think, when it comes.
Or more crazy. I don't know.
No, I think like Taylor Swift on this record really struck a nerve with me in the way that she is willing to be like, yeah, like I've been in situations where I'm not like I'm the person vulnerable. Like it doesn't matter that I'm like the most famous person in the world.
Yeah.
I'm still staring in people's windows. I still feel like the weirdo. Like
I do find that very refreshing. Like just in general, coming from Taylor Swift, like that, like I'm vulnerable. Like I have I don't know, just the way she's putting all these feelings into words, it just makes total sense. And I think just comparing like her last few albums, like this one feels like the most vulnerable.
Yeah. And it also addresses the most.
Yeah.
Like back to But Daddy, I Love Him, I believe is a song where she's basically like, I can destroy my own name because it's my name to destroy.
Yeah.
Which like, I mean, that's how, I feel in my life. And I'm not the biggest pop star on the planet. Like, I can't imagine, just this, like, this overwhelming feeling, especially if the song is about Matty Healy, about being like, oh, people don't like this so much so that it's, like, affecting my life. And it's like, but you're not looking out for me. I can be bad all by myself. And like I can destroy my name and I see
she's owning it.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's owning her narrative.
Yeah. Like I think she always has. But it's her narrative. It's not anyone else's.
Exactly. No, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do love back to my favorite song on the album, So High School. I do love that she's talking about like watching American Pie and like getting touched while the boys play Grand Theft Auto.
Sorry, I had to.
No, I love it. But I also love that basically the way I interpreted that song, it gives like Kiss Me vibes too. But I interpret that song as basically like, let me just have this one, guys.
Yeah.
Let me just have this weird like high school-esque relationship with this football man.
Right.
Let me have this one.
Yeah. That is kind of what she's saying.
And I feel like I've grown a lot as like a previous Tavis hater.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
we should let her have it.
Yeah. She seems happy. Yeah.
And if she wants to burn it all to the ground, let her, because that's also a fun album too. Like we should just let her.
Yeah.
Let her be happy. Let her be sad.
Just let her be.
And relate to all the music and put our impressions of her art, not on her.
Yeah.
Like take the art that she makes and make
Separate
it her
a little.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can do that.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've also grown as a bit of a Swiftie too. Cause I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't need to hate so hard on Travis Kelce. Like,
let her have it. Like what if we meet football men and have a whirlwind, really public romance?
Yeah.
Even if it's a showmance, like,
ooh,
let her have it,
Yeah, that's true. I really do like that line though, where she's like, you know how to ball.
I know Aristotle.
Yeah. Because when I think ball, though, I think of basketball. When someone says know how to ball, you know?
I'm sure Travis Kelce, though, has a little bit of that basketball energy.
I think he can dunk on him.
I think he can dunk on him. I think
tall.
yeah. Oh, it's another lyric. Speaking of people that I love, in Tortured Poets Department, tattooed golden retriever.
Oh yeah,
is a line it's probably about Matty Healy, but I'm like, that's my fiance.
Yeah,
he's my tattooed golden retriever.
That's really cute. Oh, yeah. But it definitely has to be, that song definitely has to be about Matty Healy, though. I mean, she says you smoked and ate 7 bars of chocolate, and then there's that 1975 song Chocolate.
And you know, they're not referencing chocolate.
Exactly.
Chocolate. Also in Tortured Post Department, there's a line, but you're in self-sabotage mode, throwing spikes down on the road. But I've seen this episode and still loved the show. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. She's in deep. So supposedly, I don't know. That's wild. I wonder what, like, if we all weren't such haters, or you know, the world. We
don't have to be. I love Messy Taylor. I love this now. I'm sold.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I just wonder what would have happened. Like, where would they be? You know, do you think they'd still be like in a whirlwind romance of sorts, or do you think it still would have just been like just a tryst?
I think just a situationship.
Yeah.
If I know anything about Matty Healy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love this, like, I love the line. I love a song written about Matty Healy, for one. Like, Halsey, Everything is Blue. The Colors song.
Yeah.
It's about Matty Healy, allegedly. And then his clap back is the sound. You know, like, I love that there's now something almost directly related to Matty Healy that Taylor Swift has wrote. And then now in the 1975, we're going to get, oh, you're American. You're the big, I don't know. We're going to get,
you think we're going to get some goods?
We're going to get some sassy Matty Healy after this.
Ooh.
Also, being funny in a foreign language, that album, like aesthetic, very similar to the Fortnight music video. Which I like. See, like, this is for me. Taylor Swift really
this is the type of decoding that you want to do.
She's giving me the goods. She's like, you wanted the messy Matty Healy. See, that's the interpersonal or like the parasocial relationship I now have with Taylor Swift.
I love it. I know. I did think of you. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, a lot of these songs are going to be about Matty Healy. We've got to talk about this.
I'm like, this is my time. I am Carrie in that one on clip of her at the club.
Yeah.
That everyone's been putting the audio to. I can do it with a broken heart. I'm just like, this is my time.
I dig it.
Yeah. Yeah. But album is very good.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Brie.
Final thoughts. I like it. I mean, I feel seen. There's like a few like slow, like, I thought Cassandra was a slow twerk, you know?
Oh, yes.
I don't know what it means. I'm still trying to figure that one out, but I liked pretty much every song. Like, I don't think there were any skips, you know? Oh, I thought the manuscript was interesting.
I really enjoyed the manuscript.
I'm thinking that's John Mayer that she's talking about, right? No?
I don't think that's about anyone in particular.
I think it's about everyone?
Yeah. I think it's about her like past work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man. Well, I forgot what I was going to say, but
also, okay, can we clear the air for a hot second? Because we've talked a lot. Like, every time we talk about Taylor Swift, it's such a trap to be like, it's a song about this man. It's a song about this man or this lady. Right. For some of them. Not on this album, really. But, you know, we've done that before. There's such a trap, but Taylor Swift is the main character. She is the protagonist. To quote a song on the Tortured Poets Department, she's the heroine with an E.
Yes. I did really, I like that line too.
You know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, like, who the guy or gal these songs are about. It's coming from Taylor Swift's perspective.
Tell him, Nick.
Well, yeah, no, I have to like
Tell me.
I feel like I get so misunderstood when we talk about Taylor Swift.
I know.
And it's like, I really do want to clear the air that like, it really doesn't matter who the song is about.
Mm-hmm.
It matters what the songwriting is, the vibe, like everything else matters so much more. Cause these are all just her love interests. These are all her little playthings. Like it should be for my life or for your life. Like I feel like my takeaway with like the manuscript and this album in general is you're the person in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is just your love interest.
True.
This is Taylor Swift's world. This is her tortured poets department.
Right.
She's the author. She's the producer. She's the heroine. It's her. It's not anyone else.
Yeah.
So who cares about Jake Gyllenhaal or John Mayer? Or
Actually,
Travis
I don't
Kelce?
really care about that. Yeah, especially at this point. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Travis. Like,
Even
who
Travis
cares?
Kelce.
Yeah.
Let her get touched while her boys play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Amen.
And that's on that.
I feel like she's definitely it seems like she's really grown a lot too, you know, just
As a songwriter, for sure.
yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed this album. I liked hearing her like kind of stripped down, and I liked when she did like a little like I don't know how to describe it because it's not like rapping, but it's like I guess it's like rhyming. I guess like poetry.
Like the Dr. Seuss of her.
She does a few Dr. Seuss things, you know, like especially in gosh, is it So High School? Is that the one where she's like spin the bottle, right?
Yeah.
And full throttle. You know, like little when she's like like there's some like staccato in her voice that I think is kind of fun that I'd like to hear more of.
She's about to be like fashion shows with Beck and Hampton, Courtney Love, and
Marilyn Manson. Yeah, I think that could be her like a new avenue for her.
Yeah.
Just try that sound out a little.
Yes. Oh my God, she should work with Greg Alexander. Put that to the universe.
Yeah.
I almost said Jason Alexander. She should also
Jason Alexander.
work with him.
Fashion extraordinaire. Wait.
He's signed. He's like George Costanza.
Oh, that's okay. I'm thinking Jay.
Alex. Oh my God, Jay Alexander.
I don't know.
Ooh. Okay.
All three. I don't know.
That's what a combo. I love this.
New album.
Yes. Maybe you'll manifest that. I manifested Matty Healy references on a record. Next one. You'll manifest that.
Yeah. I also noticed that she drops the F-bomb a lot in this album. I'm just like, ooh.
Is this
Tay is grown up now.
Is this like the Miranda Cosgrove clip where she's like, I cuss a little?
Yeah.
And Whitney Cummings is like, what's your favorite cuss word? And she's like, fuck.
Well, because I just feel like sometimes she just like, I don't know, seems worried about her image or something. Or she like is like such like a, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a good girl kind of image in a lot of ways. I don't know. Like it's just the F word. It's not like that big a deal. But she doesn't say it a lot like in her songs. Like it's just like when she says it, it just hits different. It's like that Allie and AJ cover, you know, when they redo Potential Breakup Song.
My fucking birthday.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, like it's different.
I did feel that in Allie and AJ's soul. I do feel like with Taylor Swift, every time she says fuck, it is that like, I do cuss a little.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it though.
That's also relatable.
Yeah. I thought so.
As someone that looks like they don't cuss.
Yeah. No, I loved it.
Yeah. Now the Tortured Poets department is a great, just like added to the Taylor Swift catalog. Mm-hmm. And it has an aesthetic, of course, but I like this idea of Taylor Swift. Like, okay, yes, 31 songs is very self-indulgent.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been edited. You didn't need all those.
No.
But I do love the fact that she's the biggest person on the planet. And she's like probably getting tired of the eras.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot. Like, she's an artist. She's a songwriter first and foremost.
Yeah.
I know she was talking about directing, like leaving it all behind and directing at some point.
I want to see that. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. I love this idea that she can just put out a record and it be sonically cohesive, have an aesthetic, but not be like an era anymore. Just like put out her art. That's my hopes for Tay.
Me too. Yeah. It seems like that's the direction she's heading, and I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of Taylor Swift.
Same. Well, I'll probably be listening to this album in my car, you know, during my walks.
Florida.
Definitely be listening to Florida.
What's your favorite song on the record?
It's probably Fortnight. I don't know. I really like it. Yeah. I don't know why. I just something about it. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be my most listened to. I know it's like the first song on the album, but
we'll circle back. Spotify Wrapped 2024. We'll see where Taylor Swift Tortured Poets Department makes the cut.
True. Yeah. Yeah. How about you? What is your
So High School
or
But Daddy, I Love Him.
Yeah.
Those are my tops. But so to answer the question, have we reached Taylor Swift fatigue? I would say no.
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
We'll never get tired of her.
Never. Yeah, no, I think it's because this album isn't like cheesy or whatever. It's like it just feels like really like what's the word? Like authentic. Yeah. It just feels authentic.
Feels good. It feels
right.
It feels right for the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she's not trying to be anything that she's not, you know,
she's just putting it out there.
Yeah.
And I liked the idea that it wasn't a big to do. I feel like with the Taylor's version releases, we have gotten a lot of like promo for it.
Fatigue is in I think around a lot of that stuff, like the marketing, like sometimes that's too much.
Yeah. The lead up, definitely. Or what Taylor Swift has done like with her singles in the past have, you know, given it an ick. And for this, she just put it out. So I think we can't miss the powers of Taylor Swift and Tree Pain with this album cycle.
Definitely.
I love the low keyness. And
yeah, I think we could use more of that.
Yeah.
I like when artists just low key like release things. Like I think it works a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope we see more of that in the future.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll be listening to the Tortured Poets Department.
Yes, we will.
And I'll be vibing to So High School.
I'll be slow twerking to Fortnite.
Yes. We'll both be slow twerking to Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, we will see y'all next week.
Bye. Late to the Party is hosted by Nikki Jensen and Brie Piccone. Our podcast is produced by Grace Dunbar and edited by Brie.
That's me. Thanks for listening. Make sure to rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next week. Bye.